This week we're pushing the limits of our bodies and our minds.
It just looks like you could send it.
Sure does.
And headed to one of the most famous mountain biking destinations in the world, Finale Ligure, Italy. Phew! Finale is a breathtaking mountainous town resting on the Ligurian Sea.
Man, that's cool.
And not many people know this, but it's commonly known as Whistler by the Sea.
So physical. Whoo-wee.
Oh, wow.
In this video, you're going to see us ride 4 days of everything from Finale's lesser-known backcountry trails to its all-time classics.
Whew, so cool.
See some unbelievable views, attempt to eat all of Europe's best food, and try to survive more crashes than we'd like to admit. On this trip, we share the inside scoop as we explore this mountain biking mecca. Rate the trails and overall experience of the trip.
What a place. So cool. Right?
You'll know exactly what it's like to be in Finale.
Ah!
Join us on this adventure to see if Finale really deserves to be compared to the world-renowned Whistler Bike Park.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus, I can't do that.
After 5 amazing days of riding in Molini, Italy, on, no joke, the hardest trails we've ever ridden, we are off to our last stop of the trip, Finale Ligure, Italy. Finale is just a quick hour-and-a-half drive down the road from Molini.
All right, so checking out our sweet Airbnb here in Finale. This is our little outdoor porch. Coming inside.
Check out the inside of this place. It's really cool. It's like a studio, but it has 2 bathrooms, toilet room, I guess, with a sink in there, our bed, and then back through there, there's another bathroom which has a very small shower, as they do in Europe. I bang my elbows on everything. And then a full kitchen. There's actually a fridge right here. They like to do the hidden fridges around here. And then there's a hidden dishwasher back there too, which is super cool. Look at all of the artwork they've done around here. It makes it feel very homey and just like inviting and nice to spend time in here. So we've got a cool view down here. If you look outside, you can actually see a castle right there. You come out here and get your nice sun. Castle. The ocean's actually, I don't know, a 30-minute walk that way and a 10 or 15-minute walk down to town and the bike shops and the shuttles, or a 7-minute bike ride. Very easy and quiet. If you notice, all we hear are the birds, maybe a car every once in a while. Another incredibly valuable and important thing to us when we're in a place like this, there is bike storage back here. So there's a nice spot to store our bikes. And the Airbnb host has a bike wash or hose to use out there. This place has been really awesome. We'll actually put a link to it down below if you guys come to Finale and are okay with being up out of town, which we absolutely prefer. Put the link down there so maybe you can check it out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our tour.
First day of riding in Finale.
We're gonna put this bike together and go have a ride. Getting ready for our first day. Making some breakfast, still feeling kind of tired from Molini.
Definitely.
Should be a fun day.
We're gonna explore someplace new. It's gonna be awesome.
Tired.
Today we are going on 6 shuttle rides for 23 miles on some of Finale's lesser-known trails and a couple of the Enduro World Series super rough tracks.
Very slippery for braking.
Can you hear that clicking noise? That's Emily's hub. The bearing is about to blow up. We hope that it will make it through the day and we can find a shop that'll fix it. The ride from our Airbnb down to the shuttles was about 7 minutes and a beautiful ride through town. Today we are doing a full day tour with Backcountry Finale, with Alessandro doing the guiding and Sandra doing the driving. After a very bumpy ride up to the trailhead, we are off to ride a blue trail that comes with some very slippery corners.
All right, first day in Finale. Today we are using Backcountry Finale for a full guided private day with just the 3 of us. We had our friend Shauna show up from the US. First day riding for her. We wanted a guide to show us the area, get a lay of the land and not have any pressure.
Easy run to start the day.
You hear my bike creaking. I have some rear hub bearings that need attention. I'm gonna try and get that fixed today. Ooh, I also got a new front brake on here and it feels very nice. I think my old one was pretty toast. Trying to loosen up here this morning.
Yeah.
That'll do it for a quick ride 1.7 miles, 500 feet of descending, only a difficulty of 3 and a fun of 5. We're just getting warmed up. For ride 2, we took a quick trip over to a blue trail, which is going to increase the speed and difficulty.
All right, so this trail is called Up and Down, second trail of the day. Ooh, mud pits. Mud is slick.
A little muddy, otherwise the dirt is pretty tacky, it feels like. Bike's making a mad rattle, so I'm not really sure what it is.
Sloppy sections right there. Some really nice dirt on the upper part, so let's hope it continues to dry out a little bit. Feels weird to ride my bike a little bit faster. I feel like I don't know what that feels like after being in Molini. Yeah, the track is so much wider than what we just finished riding in Molini. The tracks are so much more narrow there. Nice change of pace.
Oh, so flowy.
Ooh, my poor bike. Hopefully we can get these bearings fixed. Woo! Feels good to go fast. I think I just inhaled a bug. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Later on, we're going to hit some really gnarly stuff, but for now, this is the most technical part of the trail we've hit for today. You've got to be very precise in your line choice because these rocks are bouncing you all around. Sometimes that line choice is not even on the trail.
See how my line choice has adapted. Nice little roll there. Very cool.
Every place that you ride has a different trail surface and a different amount of grip, so we're just trying to figure out what that is here.
Ooh. Lost the front wheel there.
You can try and hedge your bets by putting on a really good front tire. Unfortunately, right now, we don't love what we're using.
Ooh, nice flow here. What is flow? Ooh, oh boy. Ooh.
These are our preferred front tires, if we could choose anything. Phew. It's starting to get a little bit steep here.
Got the roots. The roots are in the water and the braking bumps. And the bike bit sounds like it's coming back.
Oh my gosh, this is so flowy. What is this? You got something going on?
Oh yeah, I'm making a lot of noise.
That'll do it for ride 2, 4 miles, 1,400 feet of descending, a difficulty of only 5 out of 10, but it was pretty darn fun at a 7 out of 10. For ride 3, we're going to tackle kind of a short one, but it's getting faster and steeper as we go.
So pretty. Go, go, go. Watch out for cow poops. Look at this view. Holy moly. View. Cow poop city. Keep your mouth closed. Cows. Loud cows.
Wow.
Backcountry Finale knows exactly what they're doing. We're now getting into some steeper, chunkier, gnarlier stuff.
Gotta keep the mouth closed because all the cows.
Ew, got a mud chunk in my mouth.
Oh
Got a nice mud chunk right in my mouth.
This trail is quite a gnarly combination of steep, narrow, rocky, a little wet, and some mud. It just keeps throwing it at you. Every corner is a little bit different, but all pretty sketchy.
Shoot. Jeez, Emily, bad line choice.
Very fun. It is really nice flowy, and also the rock section.
That's fun. Ooh, sniper water bottle right there.
For me, this is Finale at its best. It has so much to offer. You get flow, you get some steeps, you get some natural banked berms, some rocks. When it's drier like this, you can really push into the bike and have a lot of fun.
Inside line, outside line. Oh, outside line. Ay, that was not the fastest or smoothest line. It's alright. This is the El Conte Trail.
Seems like the dryness was short-lived. Now we've got some sketchy, slippery rocks due to finding more moisture on the trail.
Turns and some slippery rocks.
Nice.
Yes.
That one mud puddle was thick.
That's it for ride 3, 2 miles, 1,200 feet of descending, a difficulty of 6 out of 10. There was some slippery stuff and very fun at 8 out of 10. For ride 4, we have one of the most flowy trails of the day, but believe it or not, it leads to my first crash.
Alright, this is the Green River Trail. Heading down, last trail before we head to lunch. And then I think we're gonna go do some more classic Finale stuff.
I've said it before, I think the easy flow just lulls me to sleep, and that's when mistakes happen.
All good. Whoops. Little tree. Just snagged it with the front tire. Yeah.
That little sapling tree.
Yeah.
Now I need to keep my concentration on high alert because we've just got more of this fast, flowy section where my mind wants to lull back to sleep.
These trails definitely require slightly less like full-on focus than the trails in Molini. They definitely require focus, but they're not as like physically demanding in the same way. So it's nice to feel like you can relax a little bit. We had only one day off, and Joe and I were both saying we feel like we could have had 2 for sure. Slept a ton in the last 2 days, which is really, really great for feeling recovered, but I could definitely have had just one more relaxing day. I didn't feel like we got to relax with traveling and errands, getting settled in a new place and all that. River crossings lunch. That's what I heard. Lunch.
And that's it for ride 4, 3.5 miles, 1,200 feet of descending, a difficulty of only 4 out of 10, even though I crashed, and a fun of 6 out of 10. Next up, lunch. This restaurant was in a little teeny town. You wouldn't even know it was there, and the food and service were absolutely amazing. Time to get into some of the Finale classics. We're going to start out at NATO Base, and we're going to end with one of the gnarliest trails we have ever ridden. I am not even joking.
First ride post-lunch. Headed up to NATO Base. Got dropped off. We're gonna do some longer laps, I think, down towards the sea, trying to outrun some rainy weather. Woohoo! Point it down. Yeah, it started pouring on us right after lunch, so trying to be where it's dry. So we'll see. Hard to tell which way the weather is cruising in from.
Trying to pick the best line through the roots and the rocks.
Hard charging through some techie roots there.
Sometimes these fast trails with multiple line options are actually the most sketchy because you have to really choose where you want to go.
Cool forest, not a lot of undergrowth. I mean, look at how awesome that is. Oh man, I'm a little slippy in some of these corners. These trees in the forest is just really cool to ride in because it's so wide open. Your line of sight just goes really far. Very different than riding in Molini or the Northwest. Yahoo! The one jump of the day. Loved it.
Cruising in the dark forest.
If you like flow trails, when these are dry, they are some of the most fun flow trails we have ever ridden.
Oh, can you put this in there?
It's time for some nice, loamy, slippery, rooty goodness.
Not sure if you can hear it, but my bike has quieted down a lot because I took out a half full water bottle. And it seems like that was a lot of noise. Thank goodness. Phew! That was great. Super fun. Oh god. Just a few meters of more technical.
And he was not joking.
Oh, the rock saved me.
Coming in hot.
Did a little unable to turn, skidding into one of the boulders on the side.
This section looks nice and fun, but it is slippery.
Ooh, those roots are so slick. Hit them with my front tire and I could feel it just slip. Woo!
We just took a quick road ride from this last trail, and now we are down here on a trail I'm not even going to try and name for you, but it is one of the Enduro World Series tracks that is so gnarly in person. I didn't even consider riding this first feature up here.
Alright, here we go. Doing some rocky stuff. Whew! Ah, cool. Oh yeah, this is that section, huh?
Before was full of dirt, so before you cut in there,
Yeah.
2015 was full of roots and dirt and was given and you can get in.
Yeah.
But then now I think the best line is here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh-wee.
Familiar?
Yeah. Here we go. After a nice little scouting mission of that super hard rocky line that looks so much different when you watch it on TV. Oh yeah, that is off camber, to say the least. Holy moly. I just didn't like that into the corner. Whoa. Cool rock wall there.
This trail's only rated a black, but most places that we ride, this would definitely be a double black.
Just couldn't balance my way into that one. I was too far behind you to see the line on that last one. And then I like stopped and I looked at it and then I tried to roll into it. See if I can stay close enough. Nice. Whew. Until I spun out in the gravel. Let's see, just stay. There we go. Better. Oh, super cool. Look at that. Off camber hillside.
Going from that slippery rock to this super loamy section is a massive trail surface change. You have to adapt so quick.
That was just a slippery root. Holy moly. It was almost my worst crash of the whole trip right there. I thought it was a super chill corner. Whew. Yikes. I have a bruise on my calf from my something. Bike sounds. Beat up.
Now we've got the tightest corners that we've seen all day. Not to mention, this is starting to get steep, and brake control is so important. Too much and you'll slide out, too little and you'll send yourself into the trees or the bushes.
Eyes forward. You! Thank goodness for our corner training in Molini. Those were all definitely doable.
Ride 5 in the books, 8.5 miles, 2,200 feet of descending, a difficulty of 10 out of 10. That was so gnarly, and an 8 out of 10 for fun. We loved it. Now we're on to our last ride of the day, and it is one of the coolest by far. We are riding DH Men's, perhaps one of the most iconic finale trails.
Woo! Finishing up our day here with a lap / checking out downhill men's track. So see what it looks like in real life.
We'll stop, and from there is the steepest section on the sea.
Okay.
It's really nice. We stop there to have a look.
Sounds good. Okay. Now we're in dry and loose conditions. Big change from earlier. Environment-wise and trail conditions-wise, totally different from in the forest. Pretty pretty.
Now for the iconic DH Men's Trail.
You! Love a good jump. Not many of them in our recent riding excursions, so fun to hit a few. Sand pit. Stay right. That is a drop. Emily. Oh. Ew. Oh, it's so cool. I like it. Ride this one again. That's so fun. Oh, I like that style of trail. That's like so fun. I like all the drops. Oh, and the ocean, the sea's so pretty.
This is 100% one of the prettiest rides we've ever done.
Race speeds here.
This trail is actually super gnarly, it's very steep, and it's incredible to see the professionals race down this so fast.
Steps. Take that one. And then the straight down line here. Picking my way. Sliding my way. Not the best line right there. Okay, get back on here. Yeah, it's very slippery for braking. Better when you can be on a little bit of the rock, I think. Miscalculated that a bit. Gotta look forward, especially here because there's so many different lines you can take. Straight here. Woo. Rock. Oh wow. How do you choose?
When they're racing down this, there are marked off lines, but you still do have quite a bit of choice. It makes for a pretty interesting event.
So much choice. Man, that's cool.
This off-camber rock section is super gnarly, but better than the alternative.
Trying to keep up on the time. Pretty good. Rock roll city. Cool.
This next section feels as crazy as it looks.
Whoop. Not sure that was the line. Woo-hoo. Whee. I want on this smoother part. Rowdy stuff in there. Oh yeah. Serpentine. Very slow. Tight, right. Not on the stairs. You. Woo! It's cool to have done that section of trail.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was really cool.
Oh, it smells so good. Goodness. Jazzamino. Finishing up the ride. Look at this. So cool. See the trees, the flowers, buildings, bike trails. Freaking awesome.
That'll do it for our last ride of the day. 3 miles, descent of 800 feet, difficulty of 8 out of 10, fun of 10 out of 10. That was one of the coolest trails we've ever ridden. In our next video, we're headed out on a solo mission. That means no guides, no help, try and figure it out ourselves. Yeah. And we're gonna ride some of the gnarliest trails Finale has to offer.
This is cool.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. Today we hopped out of bed, headed down into town to sample some of the amazing Italian cappuccinos. Then we are off to get our day started with a Get Better Project workout. We are those mountain bikers that like to have a lot of muscle on us so that when we do crash, we are less likely to get injured. Today's ride could be the single best uplift in Finale.
Woo! Woo, hang on!
We hired Finale Free Ride to take us to Cafe Din, which is just a short drive up the road. For Trail 1, we're hitting the roller coaster trail, which is, well, like a roller coaster.
Alright, roller coaster trail. I have no idea what to expect here.
Alright, first day doing a single uplift shuttle. Second day in Finale, doing a rip down roller coaster today. Luckily got my hub bearings all fixed from Soul Cycle in town. First shop said they wouldn't work on a 9.9 hub. Soul Cycle came through, got it done super fast. Got a new front tire on, got an outside guy for like 60 euros. It was on sale, so feeling pretty good about that.
We bring a lot of things with us for our bikes on these trips, but bearings and a bearing press was not one of them. It is now.
Little rocks. I have to stop and check. Really? Something. Just making a lot of noise again.
I have really enjoyed riding this Revel rail, but I cannot seem to get the noises to go away. It's a constant issue trying to figure out where they're coming from.
Some of these rocks are still a little slick. Pretty darn perfect weather out today. We just chilled, got a workout in, super relaxing, had the sun. This is awesome, look at these jumps. Ooh, right into some rocks.
I feel like I can't quite trust these rocks. They're just a little bit lighter looking than I want them to look.
It's just Joe and I ripping today, and it's been a long time since it's just been the two of us out on a bike ride. Kind of wild. Several weeks and haven't been left to our own devices. All these guiding days have us spoiled. Remember how to navigate and use trail forks?
Nope, you stay left.
So far, I think I'm really liking this tire. Just haven't noticed, could be just the different trail, different conditions, but I feel like I'm not noticing any of my side slip out issues that I was feeling the other day, which is cool. Kind of why I wanted to try this one. Joe really likes this tire. I know a lot of people do. I've never tried one.
We used to skimp on tires and get whatever was on sale at that particular time, but now we know way better. We always get the super soft, whether we're buying the Maxxis tires or the Continental tires or the Schwalbe tires. Super soft, paying more is definitely worth the traction that you get and safety when you consider all the factors on the trail.
Got these slippery corners, rocky corners. I'm not 100% sure how much you should trust the grip on them. Seems like a lot of the rocks around here are quite slippery. It's like you expect the roots to be slippery, but you don't know about the rocks.
Woohoo!
Apart from being slippery here and there, this roller coaster trail has a ton of fun flow in it.
You! Don't know what some of these are, so just coming into them so you have time to figure it out. Woo! Got a little bit further.
Even these more technical sections have flow in them if you can look and find those particular places to hop and pop.
Woo! Just sent that one. I wasn't quite willing to send that one blind.
Fun, fun, fun. Probably a pretty view off to the right. Caution drop. Not sure if that was the caution drop.
It's funny they had a sign for that drop, but not for some of the other ones.
This flowy poppy trail is a great warm-up for the chunky gnar that we have coming up next. Things are about to get real.
Ooh. Take a drop. Kind of. Ooh, those are some slippery rocks.
These Italian rocks are way more slippery than what we're used to riding in the United States. Usually we can have some sort of traction on the rocks, but here it is kind of more like wet roots, to be honest with you. Alright, that'll do it for ride 1 on the roller coaster trail. 3.7 miles, 1,500 feet of descending, only a difficulty of 3 and a fun of 6. You can have a lot of playful fun on that trail. Now on to trail 2 and stepping up the intensity with a red. We're going to hit the Kill Bill trail, which we've heard is chunky and a lot of fun.
All right, dropping into Kill Bill 2.
See what we're getting ourselves into here. I prefer if we could stay on the drier rock. It was less slippery, but you get what you get. And you have fun.
Cool. Nice steep rock feature there. I'll jump here. Oh, kind of got hooked.
What do we have here?
And this just got very steep.
So far, so fun. Tip hopping over the potentially, ouch, slippery roots. Yeah, that hurt my ankle. Whew, haven't had an ankle buzzer like that for a little while.
If you aren't familiar with my ankle saga, I actually twisted both my ankles stepping out of the van onto a pine cone about a year ago, not even riding my bike. And I continue to feel them from time to time when I hit a drop or a bottom out just right.
Fun.
Nice little rock garden here. I think I wanted the right line.
Find the line. Woo! Nice.
Whew! That was good. That's fun. Cool.
That'll do it for Kill Bill 2. 0.8 miles, 700 feet of descending, difficulty of 6 out of 10, and a fun of 8 out of 10. Now we've got the crown jewel of our ride, the Madonna Trail. This one is super gnarly.
Riding this one for Jose. Madonna.
Jose is our Ecuadorian guide and friend who rides Madonna, the bike that was named after this trail.
Back in the dry zone.
It's supposed to be a little bit rocky. A little bit rocky is an understatement. This one is full of super gnarly chunky rocks that are going to test our line choice abilities.
Maybe that was the Madonna line, I'm not sure.
Whew. That was a holding my breath moment there. Thought might be in for an exciting time of it, but we survived.
This trail is non-stop, one feature after another, and there's actually a line that people kind of refer to as the Madonna line, which is the hardest of the hard on this trail.
Fun.
Woo-wee!
Yeah, a little gnarly.
Yeah, I just was point and shoot and held on.
Nice.
And it was okay, but it was very bouncy.
Yeah, that first part was a little gnarly.
Yeah, that was good.
Just in case I wasn't clear, we have not hit the hardest part of this trail yet.
Follow Joe's line. Nice line. Oh, I just followed a bug.
It's like she's still a little gnarly. This is decently steep and I don't really know how the rocks are gonna play. Yeah. Whew. Nice. Super fun.
From flow to tech.
You just gotta point it at the line that you feel confident with and let her have it.
The dried loose dirt on top of the rocks is less slippery than the wet rocks, but it's still pretty slippery.
Nice, this is great. Super fun.
Whew! And here we go. We're coming up onto the main hardest line of this whole trail. We've heard rumors from bikers all over telling us about how to ride this line, so here goes. Something to keep in mind as you're watching this is a lot of this you cannot stop on. You're looking for islands of safety where you can stop, but you're pretty much just controlling your speed to get to those and then looking for the next one, like right here.
Pretty slippery on some of the skittery stuff here. Woo! You!
You hear this?
What'd she say?
Insufficient card speed.
Oh.
But like right after. So
Oh, good.
got it off.
Man, that's cool. Hey, we're gonna take a selfie here for Jose.
On? Recording?
Yep, blinking red.
Hit my head on a tree. Oh, apparently there's more gnarly.
This is not as crazy as it was just up above, but it is still very much black and gnarly.
Watch out for that tree. Nice.
We survived the Madonna Trail, 0.5 miles, 500 feet of descending, a difficulty of 8 out of 10. That one was gnarly and super fun, a 9 out of 10. To continue our ride, and in our opinion make this one of the best uplifts in Finale, we had to get from here all the way up to here. And that included this road climb into a dirt climb, into a hike-a-bike, but we made it to the Pino Morto trails, which, as you will see, are awesome. These are kind of sleeper trails that don't seem to get ridden all that much, but they're rated really well, and at a red, they can be pretty difficult here in Finale.
After an unexpected massive pedal and push hike-a-bike back on the trail. It's pretty gnarly. Yeah, very gnarly.
Not only does this trail start gnarly, but it sustains gnarliness, which is kind of unusual and really cool for this area.
Woo! Oh boy! Weird line.
Fun fact, according to Trail Forks, this is one of the first trails in the area to be adapted for mountain biking. And I can only imagine how fast you could ride this if you knew the trail and had ridden it quite a few times. The options to hit some of these jumps really well and take creative lines on this trail are just abundant. It's so cool.
Oh boy. Chunky!
Yeah, way more gnarly than I was expecting.
The sustained bumpiness of this trail would make it super great for testing suspension. You could really get yourself dialed in, or a suspension company could really get a new product dialed in on this trail.
Woo! Woo! Hang on! You! Tacky! Thanks!
Taking the inside line.
Oh boy. Bad line. Bad line!
This is just so chunky, and it's actually pretty darn steep as well. Much steeper than what the camera shows. Most places that we ride, this would definitely be a black rated trail, for sure.
Sorry for some bad lines.
Nice riding though.
That was rowdy, huh?
And that'll do it for Pino Muerto. 0.8 miles, 500 feet of descending, difficulty of 7 out of 10, and a fun of 8 out of 10. I would definitely ride that one again and again. It was rad.
I got all whacked because of that tree.
It hit you in the face?
Yeah. And then I was looking at this rock, so I wanted to jump off of it.
And just like that, we're on to the last trail of the day, Cro-Magnon. This trail is very unique, so much different than all the trails we've ridden so far.
Oh, Cro-Magnon. Cro-Magnon.
And we clearly don't know how to read.
Oh no, that was your frame.
Huh. Oh, that's a bummer. This is tight. Give me space.
Ooh, it's dark in here. Oh wow, look at that. What?
Looks like you can ride up this. It's a pretty flat drop.
No thanks on the drop. It sent you right into a gnarly rock.
Woo! Crowded. Looks like you could send it off of there. I'm gonna try and see if I can go to the right. Not too bad.
Yeah. Very tight through these rocks.
I mean, this isn't terrible, but it's a bike basher. Bike basher central right through here.
This trail is a slow technical rider's dream.
Woo!
Very cool. Pretty dark through here.
Oop. It's really pretty back here.
Oh man, this is cool. I don't know if this is a drop or a roll, but there's a rock on the right that you don't want to hit your head on. Drop. Not sure what we've got going on here. Optional lines. Oh no, that's not something I want to deal with. Jeez, they make these rocks just smashers. If I'm not racing, then I'm not gonna ride my bike through that.
Woo!
It wasn't too bad. It was just setting yourself up to go and just going.
These little moves look easy on camera, but when you're there encountering them, man, they feel very awkward.
Seemed to roll okay, but it's a little weird. Gotta keep enough speed to get through this little stupid rock garden here.
Nice.
Whew.
Nice little roll to exit. Woo!
That was adventuresome. It's fun.
That was fun. That was techie.
Very cool, like almost half dome-ish looking rock right there. Extremely cool. Some back country finale bike rides. Now we just have a little road ride down to our Airbnb. We made it back to our Airbnb. It's a wonderful day.
Those trails were rad. Like, I feel like, for me, coming from Molini and feeling like everything was really hard, I feel like I rode some super hard stuff today, and we just did it. We didn't stop. We just like charged in. It was super techy. Maybe didn't pick the best lines all the time, but like, I felt really good about that. It was super fun.
It was really fun.
Oh, now we gotta eat. Figure out how we can move here.
And that'll do it for today. 12 miles a descent of 4,600 feet, and we even climbed 1,700 feet. Was this the best uplift in Finale? I think it might be. Next up, time to feast. Little granola bowl with Sam and Sammy thing, and then we headed down to our first pizza place in Finale.
Post bike ride, pizza-ing. Looks pretty good. We'll report back.
And Emily might have tried the cheesecake.
So the pizza, 2 thumbs up. Definitely excellent pizza.
That'll do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. In our next video, we are going to ride a rowdy set of trails.
Slippery.
And I have my worst crash, well, maybe ever.
Ouch.
Again, thanks for watching. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day.
You.
Today, day 3 in Finale, Italy, we're going to do 8 rides on some serious slippery, sketchy downhill. We're going to start off with a few blues and then get ourselves into some serious, gnarly, chunky blacks. It's going to be a fun day. Oh, and we both end up on the ground.
Ouch.
Mine being the worst crash I've had the whole trip. Today we're headed out on a full tour ride from the bike shop with some friends, so should be a fun day. Looks like it could rain though, so here's to having it not rain on us. It's kind of humid, feels like it could rain. Did you guys see that pizza we ate last night? So good. Here we go, another day in Finale. For Trail 1, we have a blue warm-up trail, but it's not such a warm-up with the slippery, wet conditions.
Ready to go?
Whew, trying to get warmed up.
Warming up. So today we are riding with a guide, just like a mixed group. Friend Francie who we met in Molini. We got Shauna and a couple people that we just met today. We set it up to the Evolve bike shop. 70 euros for a full day of guiding and shuttles, which is super nice. See? Mojo in the morning. I think it did that. All right. Little morning tumble there on the slippery corner. Nothing major though, so kind of nice to just get it out of the way. But feel okay, kind of a slow side tumble there. Bike seems okay, no big deal.
Can't really see too much out here. Ooh, it's like PNW mist. Trail's in great shape. I feel like it's so different when you're riding with a group versus riding on your own. You're just kind of trying to keep up and maybe not riding quite your best because you're trying to push a little bit harder. I think I need to remember to just ride my own ride. Let me tell you, these rocks are like ice today. Little sniper rock in there. Whew, that's fun. First half of the trail done, and then we're gonna finish it off right now. Max is fast. Max is part of the Beast House media team over on YouTube. You should definitely check them out.
Little hesitant at some of these roots and rocks after my earlier tumbles.
Oh, I almost found a tree. Here's the current situation. We've got a couple really fast riders, very wet, gnarly, slippery terrain, and me trying to ride fast and catch up to them. Does not seem like a recipe for success. Whew. Now we've just got this last little bit of trail to finish it off. So this is me riding as fast as I can in a straight line and then slamming on my brakes every time that we have to turn and then trying to ride as fast as I can in a straight line again. And if you'll see right up here, my foot actually comes off slightly as I barely catch myself from falling. Ooh, almost lost it. Off the pedal. Slippery rocks.
Gotta look ahead.
This trail looks pretty smooth, but it's deceiving because it's pushing you towards a certain line the whole time, but it's not always the line that you want.
Stay behind the catch. Whew, that was fun.
For Trail 1, 1.8 miles, 1,200 feet of descent, difficulty of 7 out of 10 because of the slipperiness, and a fun of 7 out of 10. For Trail 2, we have more of the same slippery wet conditions, but can we both stay on our bikes for the whole ride?
Ready? Right, trail 1115. Ooh, not in good gear. Ooh, can't see and it is dark. You guys probably can't see either.
Ooh, can hardly see. I'm not sure what the camera's doing in here, so we can't see anything. Holy smokes, that's dark.
Ooh, hello tree.
Yeah, props to these guys for riding. It's pretty fast. This is super dark.
Woo!
Pretty greasy.
Oh, yeah, not looking ahead. It's kind of hard to look ahead when it's so foggy. Can't see much sometimes. Ooh.
The camera actually does a great job of lightening this up. It is so dark and hard to see.
Whew, those are slick. Try not to break on top of the rocks. Watched our last video. We did a few find your own routes the last couple days, which was okay, just a little frustrating at times for intersections. It's nice to have days of guiding and missions on your own, which is a super nice thing about riding bikes here. Pretty cool. Hui, hui. Seems like there's trees everywhere.
This whole trip is making me feel like I just need to get better at riding fast. Because I feel like riding fast isn't that sketchy if you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, then it is sketchy.
Anyone can let off the brakes and ride fast, but if you can do it with proper technique, it is a lot safer.
That was cool. Very cool feature. Whew.
Whew. Slippery.
Whew. Nice riding, guys. That was fun. Yeah.
We survived the first half of Ride 2, and now we're going to continue on to the second half to finish it off.
Sneaker line.
Roots. Face. Something in my eye. It's not coming out. Got right eye. Okay, cleared a little bit with some tears. Kind of. Can't really see too good. That was rad.
Like this section of trail wants me to go faster than I want for the current conditions.
As you can tell, Emily is much smarter than me in these conditions.
That's the spot I took the bad line last time, maybe. Wish I had my goggles on. Hasn't cleared up enough. Same line that I took last time, I think.
For Trail 2, more of the same, 1.9 miles, 1,200 feet of descending, difficulty of 7 out of 10. This would be about a 5 in normal conditions and a fun of 7 out of 10.
Whew.
Made it through Ride 2. Now we're on to Ride 3, but we are not letting up with the blue, gnarly, slippery trails. And my luck is about to run out.
NATO-based trail, which has been part of the Enduro World Series almost, well, not every year, but a lot of times apparently. So, cool. It's supposed to be a little bit more rocky than what we had previously, which could probably mean just more slippery or maybe not.
Dark! So dark in here.
Ooh, kind of a jump thing. Yep. That was cool. Ouch. I'm good.
At this point, I actually have no idea if I'm good.
Are you okay, Joe?
Yeah, I think so. I have no idea what I actually did. I went this line, and then I was going over the bars.
That's what I did yesterday, darling. Welcome to my club.
My hand is not okay, but shaking it should definitely help.
Let me make sure my brakes are all in the right spot. Okay. Well, that was no fun. Thought that I was riding pretty good, and then next thing I know, I am over the bars, and my hand does not love that.
What I mean is that my hand is definitely hurting. If we break the video down to really slow motion, we can see that my right hand gets bent back in a way that it probably didn't like.
I'm gonna be riding a little bit more cautious through here. See how the hand loosens up a little bit. It's pretty pissed off, I gotta say. But it's not keeping me from riding, I don't think.
At least as long as I don't crash again.
Whew. So there was a rock section and I hopped over it, and next thing I knew I was going over the bars, and I honestly don't know what happened. Yeah, hand's a little sore, but I'm okay.
I'm like trying to set myself up so I don't have to brake on the rocks. Changes a bit and then everything's a little, yeah.
Fortunately for me and my wounded hand, the rocks and bumps just keep on coming. And how about we add in some drops?
Ooh, it is slippery on that rock.
All right, I think the hand is loosening up a little bit.
Trying to find spots where I can really try and not brake on the rock or on top of the rock. It seems safer.
For a second there, I was like, oh man, I don't know if this is going to be rideable for the rest of the day, but thank goodness for all the training. Whew. These guys are fast.
By the training, I mean all of the workouts that we do off of the bike.
Phew.
Which 100% helps with injury prevention when we do crash on our bikes.
You!
Bad line.
Good stuff.
That's it for the first half of the trail, and we are going to get to finishing the second half right now.
Nice rock roll. Yeah, that was good.
Fortunately for me, this second half of the trail is full of roots, rocks, and drops. Perfect.
Jeez.
My hand is really starting to tighten up, and I'm having a really hard time gripping the bars and the brakes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep riding.
Straight line in it. Whew. On a high note, my bike's riding really nicely. That's great. I like that a lot. Yeah, riding fast. I hear you back there.
Last year we did that together. You won't remember. I will remember for the rest of my life.
You're a little speedster right now.
Our guide just got done warning us how gnarly this next section is, and at this point, lunch cannot come fast enough for me.
Me too.
I've never this up.
Whoa!
I thought there was going to be like a gap that we had to hop over or something. Yeah, nice, Shona.
Wrapping up trail number 3, 2 miles, 1,200 feet at a setting, a difficulty of 8 out of 10. Again, conditions, and a fun of 7 out of 10.
My hand hurts pretty bad.
Yeah. in your palm.
Right, the palm pad. Just as my hand is reaching the pinnacle of the pain, we are on to ride 4 and the longest trail of the day.
Let's go. Very wet up here.
This mud is slippery today. I'd like to stay up with them so I can see the lines. My thumb pad is not happy.
Basically, my thumb got bent back so far that it really stretched the muscle that, well, helps my thumb work. And you need your thumb to grip the bars, so that's what I'm feeling right now.
So much for keeping up, I guess. Ooh, kind of hurts turning to the right.
So pretty back here though. It's extra green in the wet.
See if I can still move my bike hand like this one. Come on.
All right, riding engineering for the first time. Woohoo! Can't a little hoopty-hoo, a little hot.
This engineering trail is fun, and it is so hard to not push and ride fast.
Oh man. Come on.
Woo!
Just gotta keep breathing, you know? It's more fun when you breathe. That's what I found. A little bit of an unexpected butt buzzer right there. I think that when it gets wet, I might be leaning a little bit too much into turns rather than pushing my bike over. Those are tough lines because it like pushes you to the outside right there, and then you kind of like slide to the outside for the most part. Oh, got my butt wet. And my legs. Whoop, and my tires apparently. Jeez. Also, still riding without the old goggles on.
Goggles are great until it gets wet and dark, and then it just contributes to you not being able to see very well.
Oh, it's a big one! Oh, big splash.
I am riding this way faster than I should be with a hurt hand, but it sure is hard to not try and keep up with the lead pack.
That'll work. Nope. You know, I think the toughest part about coming back from a crash is you don't know why you crashed. You're trying to think about why it happened, and then you're sketched out a bit about it. Oop, that could have been bad. Pretty fortunately gave way from my hand. I feel like a lot of what I have to do is ride like lighter on the bike. You know? Not fight the bike as much, just put it where it needs to be.
This trail's been really fun. It's like very swoopy, and I would highly recommend everything we've ridden today so far. Even with a little bit of wetness, still very, very fun. I think it would be super fun to come back when they're a little drier.
Slow and smooth as fast. Keep it fun and easy. Hope that my hand doesn't hurt too much. If I can keep these guys inside at all, I'm having a good time. Still just barely see them.
This trail is such a fun combination of turns, chunk, drops. You can really push yourself through it, and it feels like you're becoming a better rider as you do.
Nice drop.
These walls remind us so much of riding in Madeira. If you didn't check out that video series, you definitely should. It was one of the prettiest places we've ever ridden.
Come on. Better break.
Wow, talk about some steep flowy turns. This is crazy. Fortunately or unfortunately, it didn't last for long. I would say this is kind of like the classic finale. They get you all excited with these flowy turns and then throw you into some gnarly, chunky, hard to navigate stuff like this.
That was quite a bit of a spicy rock climb.
Did you see that? Smooth, flowy, and then here we go again. Chunky, hard to navigate rocks.
Whew, still kind of spicy.
And that'll do it for trail number 4. 5.9 miles, 2,000 feet of descending, difficulty of 8 out of 10 due to all the rocks, and a fun of 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that was fun. It didn't get a lot easier.
That was fun.
Sketchy, huh?
Yeah, just the like the side off-camera entrance.
Yeah.
So you can see.
Finally, we made it to lunch. Check out this amazing view. Pasta was great, and we even had some kitties to play with. For Trail 5, we're continuing to step things up. As if we haven't had chunky enough already, we are going to a black, super chunky trail.
Yeah. This trail is Cabianca. We just had a lovely lunch in a nice little restaurant in a village, and now this is the first ride after lunch. So we got the pasta and coffee power rolling around in our belly. A little bouncy here. Trail is in great shape right now, not nearly as wet as the other stuff. Sun's come out a little bit too. Things dry out pretty fast if they're in certain parts of the woods here.
Honestly, wasn't sure if my hand was gonna make it off to that first part, but so far it feels okay. Ooh. Those are the things I don't really like. Also, there's some tight corners. I'm not sure how those are gonna be. Hopefully. Okay.
Tight corners are definitely hurting. You have to push your inside hand down into the corner, and that's right on that injured pad.
Phew, that was cool. Loaded.
We just had flow, so what comes up next? Tons of chunky, hard to navigate rocks.
Ooh. Inside line. Very slow inside line. It's nice when you have like a steep rocky section and it's a little slippery, but you can see that there's like a catch at the bottom.
This is where I've got the slow, slippery rocks, and I'm looking for the catch. But the catch is another slow, slippery rock. There's the catch way down there, right here.
Yeah.
This is very steep and very slippery.
Little butt buzzer there.
Those corners were super fun. Having been in Molini, it made those seem way more approachable. We hadn't ridden all that steep stuff, / walked all that steep stuff in Molini in the last week. I think I would have not attempted some of those corners on the first ride through, so it's super cool to just be able to ride into stuff like that and feel like you have the ability and it's in your wheelhouse and like be able to try and then succeed. So feel like definitely improving some skills here. Oh, that was cool.
Absolutely nothing like popping out and riding through these towns. It is so cool.
Wrapping up Trail 5, 2.6 miles, 900 feet of descending, a difficulty of 8 out of 10. Those turns were tough and a fun of 7 out of 10. And on to trail number 6, another black trail that has drops, tons of flow, and the chunkiest, gnarliest section we've ridden all day coming up at the end.
There are some step downs.
The Little Champery Trail, fast, flowy, but that can come to bite you in the butt because you can get out of control real easy.
I feel like my brake rubbers might be in the wrong spot. A little bit too low for me right now. Maybe they got whacked on the shuttle or something. Kind of like my brake rubbers are quite high.
Speaking of brakes, Emily and I are both running the TRP DHR Evos. Yep, that's a mouthful. But they are super strong and powerful, have tons of modulation, and are really great to work on, which is awesome when traveling.
Little butt buzzer there.
So long as you can keep yourself from getting out of control and flying off the edge, this section is super fun and super flowy to just try and hit these little jumps and drops and get in the zone.
And it's feeling a lot better, let's say.
This section is so cool.
Ooh, yuck. Ooh.
That one dropped out from me a little bit. Ooh, that was fun.
That was super fun.
This little section is one of the sketchiest of the whole trip. Thank goodness they have guardrails. And the really crazy thing is, if that features a 9 out of 10, the rest of this trail, to finish it off, is an 8 out of 10. It just keeps throwing the rocks and the steepness at you over and over and over.
This continues to be gnarly.
And that'll do it for trail number 6, 1.7 miles, 800 feet of descending, difficulty of 9 out of 10. That was super sketchy and a fun of 9 out of 10. It was also very fun.
Did it.
Hand is feeling quite a bit better than it was, so that's great. Still super swollen. You can't tell without taking my gloves off, and I'm not going to do that right now, but this right here is just pretty swollen. But at least now I'm able to grip. Earlier I wasn't able to grip very good. I'll take it. It's awesome.
For trail number 7, we're going to do a quick and fast trip down the Pino Morto Trail. Wish us luck. We rode Pino Morto on our last ride and found it to be super fun, super chunky, and a little bit dangerous. So now we're going to naturally ride it faster. This trail is actually a less popular trail in the Finale area because of how you have to get to it. But if you get a chance, definitely ride it. It is incredibly fun.
Almost grabbed my foot.
Quick one for trail number 7, 0.8 miles, 500 feet of descent, a difficulty of 7 out of 10, and a fun of 8 out of 10. That is a good one.
Woo! Kept up with you for a little bit for some good footage.
And on to our last trail of the day. We're going to get into a little blue, little green, and then ride by a castle, which is so cool.
Super cool.
This Pian Marino trail starts off super chunky and is going to test us to get to our castle ride.
Merch. Ciao. Can you see our Airbnb?
These are the kind of things that are just so amazing and you do not get to experience when you're riding in the United States.
Coming back into town. Super cool.
And that'll do it for our last ride. 4 miles, 1,100 feet of descending, difficulty of 3, and a fun of 10 out of 10. You don't get stuff like this very often. The hand isn't looking too bad, and we're going to finish off the day with some Italian gelato. When I say we, I mean Emily. And that'll do it for today's video. If you like these videos, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. It totally helps out the channel. On our next video, we are going to tackle the last day of riding in Finale with an amazing tour where we get to ride some of the trails we've already ridden faster, harder, and that definitely makes it more sketchy. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. Welcome back to Finale Ligure, Italy. Today is a rest day, but for us, that doesn't necessarily mean rest.
Woo-wee. We just finished a very sweaty workout up here at the Airbnb after yesterday we had another 20-mile mountain bike ride. We're really racking up the miles. but something that we always bring with us when we travel are our resistance bands. And then if you get lucky, like we are here, your Airbnb has a nice steep hill you can run up and down. And it even has a place we can do pull-ups. So you can do a lot, and there's no excuse to not get a workout in if you just bring a little bit of equipment. Easy breezy. We're gonna go eat some lunch, and I think maybe find some more pastries. Stay tuned.
We did find some lunch, pastries, and on this quote-unquote chill day, decided to hike up and explore the local castle.
Good morning. Okay, I'm ready.
For our last day in Finale, we're going to do 7 rides on everything from slippery to loose and sketchy, blues, blacks, reds, and even finish on one of the coolest trails we've ever ridden. Today we are doing a full day shuttle tour with Evolve Finale, which means no thinking, just following the guide on some of the most fun trails they can come up with. For trail 1 of the day, we are riding a blue trail called Toboggan. It's fast, flowy, and slippery. And we're off another day. Looks like we got some fast guys, a guide, and a guy from Germany. So far the German riders have been looking fast, and they're gone.
Woo! A little slippy there. Dark in the woods this morning. My bike is not shifting.
Because it's the last day, not too worried about keeping up with everybody. Although that's what I say now, and then we'll see how things end up going. Trails are still a little bit wet, but for the most part, they feel good. Bike feels good today.
Woo! Trying to get warmed up, feeling a little slow this morning, body-wise. I did a pretty darn hard workout yesterday. Woo! Woo!
Okay,
That was fun.
we're good. It's cool that we get to ride this trail for the first time, yeah. Riding new trails is always super cool, but when they're the first trail of the day and you want to ride it really well, it can lead to you feeling like you're not riding fast enough. But riding not fast is exactly what you need when you're trying to get warmed up and ride fast later on.
This has been a super fun warm-up trail. A little bit of nice mix to get the body loosened up. Get you to practice your corners, practice getting your bike in the air. My grip feels quite tired right now this morning.
Slow and smooth, practice good turns. Had quite a few days where I haven't been riding with my goggles on, so when a branch slides up into my face, I'm closing my eyes. I wouldn't recommend it. Trail 1 in the books, 2 miles, 1,100 feet of descent, a difficulty of 5 out of 10, and a fun of 6 out of 10. Very fun. For ride 2, we're going to head down the roller coaster trail through Martina, into Kill Bill 2, and finally onto Cacciatore. Going to do a quick roller coaster lap again. You guys, if you've seen the other videos, I've seen this trail a few times.
My socks are gonna be so wet.
The thing that kind of takes some getting used to is the rocks. On a day like today, look like they're probably okay, but they're slippery, especially when you get your tires nice and wet before hitting them. These rocks are super snipery. They look dry, but they are so slippery. Just kind of ride my own ride today, keep it smooth, practice my cornering, trying to feel good, take good lines, you know, pop things that deserve to be hot. Try and have this Nice feeling of bike body separation that I'm looking for, and have fun on the trail as much as I can. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes when I'm trying to ride smooth rather than fast. I think that you get caught up in riding a certain way, mostly when you're riding with other people. So that you get with a really fast group of riders and you're trying to push yourself out of your comfort zone, kind of. Rather than just staying nice and easy, having fun. Whew. I'm all for getting pushed out of my comfort zone, but when the conditions are gnarly and you're on your last day, it's okay to keep it nice and easy. You okay?
Yeah?
Yeah, I was...
My frame a little bit less.
Let's go, guys. I don't want to think about it.
Poor guy got a huge scratch in the frame. I think that is the sharp spike. And by scratch, I mean a gouge that is going to require the frame to be replaced. No joke. So hopefully the bike will hold up for the rest of this ride. It should. It's carbon. Maybe. I always missed that one, so that was cool to hit that. Going slow enough.
You pointed the wrong way.
Woo! Sorry.
Oh! I didn't realize. I thought you were just waiting for us.
What
We're just
happened?
right backward.
Yeah, I slipped on that rock and then endoed and rode an endo right there.
I was like, you are not pointed the right way, Joe.
Woo! All right, sorry guys. That was a little bit sketchy and whoo! I think these tires just do not like the slippery rocks. At least the front tire. Even right there, it just slid a little bit. Oh, thank you. At this time, I'm riding some Specialized T7-T9 tires on the front, which I will soon take off. They're fine when the conditions are good, but when it's a little slippery like it is out here, they are not confidence inspiring.
All right, back on Kill Bill 2. Joe and I rode this a few days ago. I don't really remember it. I had some steep turns, I think, and a couple fun little rocky sections, so we'll see what it's like again. That was not hit very well.
Gotta stay on the dry rock side. Letting my bike kind of do its thing. What I mean is that I'm creating body-bike separation. Oh yeah, it's easy. Trying to jump the roots and then not running into the tree.
Whew, just had a rock fly up and hit me in the head.
Hands are getting a little bit cooked. That could be a cool spot to stop. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Nice. That's a fun trail.
Really nice.
Yeah, super cool. After a short pedal, we're headed to the Cacciatore Trail, which is full of tight turns and jaw-rattling chunk.
Oh! I didn't move much.
Cacciatore again, we rode it just the other day and it was very fun, so excited to give it a try again. It felt like you could ride it pretty fast if things feel better and if just riding more confident will make it faster.
Flop to flats here. Whew, bad line there, but we survived. Whew. Oh, that hole. I'm trying to remember to avoid that.
It's these times that you really appreciate having great suspension that is dialed in for some super chunky terrain. Not to mention the occasional drop to flat and unexpected rock that you're going to run into.
What do you see?
Rock stack, right? You can see it. This one.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna look at it closer. I think it's a little bouncy.
Bouncy is an understatement. Thank goodness I work out so I can hold on to the bars. Now I've got to try and keep up with my new German friend who is sure to run me into the ground. We've ridden this trail twice and this section just has me holding on for my dear life. I feel completely out of control, but I can't brake. It's crazy.
Derailleur, hopefully. Not too bad.
And that's it for ride 2. 6.2 miles, 3,200 feet of descending, difficulty of 8 out of 10, and a fun of 9 out of 10. That one's awesome.
Yeah, it's spicy at the end. Spicy.
On to ride 3, where we're going to ride one trail we have ridden, Cabianca, and one we haven't, Cabianca New.
Feels like the weather's changing. Afternoon thunderstorms.
Butt buzzer.
These Cabianca trails are cool, but actually they're very scary because of the side cut, or how you could accidentally get going too fast, hit a rock, and throw yourself off of the trail. And you're thinking about that as you're riding down this thing, that there is a side cut and a drop off to your right. That's it for ride 3, 1.7 miles, 600 feet of descending, a difficulty of 6 out of 10, and a fun of 7 out of 10. Pretty flowy with some steep corners.
Fun stuff. Always fun.
This one is super fun, actually.
Did it?
How was it?
No problem. Bit scary and then no problem. I would never ever done this a year ago.
Let's go.
I keep the yellow ass on my side.
Every time gets better
Yeah.
there, actually.
But until it goes worse again.
That's awesome. The food here is so much better than where we're from. Even the good food where we're from is not as good as the good food here, or even like the medium food.
Time for lunch, but we really dropped the ball on showing you what we ate. But here's the dessert. After lunch, we hopped in the car and drove east towards Spatorno. For ride 4, we're rocking a couple of dusty rides, starting off with the La Rite Trail.
All right, after lunch, riding in a new area. You can tell it's a little drier over here. Whew. Gotta get the after lunch warm up. Ooh.
Getting started again after lunch is not like starting the day all over, but it's kind of like starting the day all over.
Probably a pretty cool view if you guys can see it. I cannot look up to enjoy it, but the sea is over there. Woo! That is so pretty. Yeah. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. Wrong gear. Not a lot of ratchet space. There we go. Cool rock section. Cool. Nice. Ooh. Ooh, it's warm when the sun comes out. Temperature change from up above.
Putting ride 4 into the books, 1.9 miles, 1,200 feet of descending, difficulty of 7 out of 10. These rocks were loose. If you can get loose with the rocks, it's pretty fun.
Woo, that's fun.
Yes.
That's very fun.
Very fun, very controlled.
For ride 5, we're heading back up in the same area for the La Folia Trail.
Folia. Got a rock in a bad spot right there. I need to look ahead for the line. Phew. There we go. Just knocked my foot back into the right spot. Phew. Such a pretty forest. If you can look up and see down below, there's Ocean views. Rocks. Phew.
Playing with the Insta360 camera a little bit here.
Follow the boys' lines here. Straight over the rock. Until there.
Try again.
The lines we pick here makes a huge difference in ride quality.
Whew. Rock wanted to get you.
Woo-wee, that was fun. Ooh, my front brake sounds like my rotor might be a little out of shape.
And just like that, ride 5 is over. 2.2 miles, 1,000 feet of ascending, a difficulty of 7 out of 10, loose rocks again, and a fun of 7 out of 10. The line options are pretty fun to play with.
Whacked in the face left and right. Woo, that's fun.
For ride 6, we're headed down to the coast to ride the famous DH men's track.
Back on DH Men's. Excited to be back on this trail.
Back to DH Men's. So cool. Rode this on the first day last time. But my camera ran out of batteries, so I've been trying to keep the batteries good to go. Snake, whoop. I think I rolled over. Oops, bad line. Another bad line. That's alright, just having fun.
This track is so outrageously fun. I could ride it over and over and over and just try and get better at all the lines.
You, Dust City. Woo!
The top part was just fun and flowy. Now things are about to get super steep and you cannot look up to see that beautiful view or you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
Oh, this is just so cool. Y'all can look up and see the view. I'm just gonna keep my head down, trying to ride my bike well, but talk about cool. I don't think I took this line last time, so let's try a new line.
Line choice, line choice, line choice.
In this section, you're just trying to look forward and then down to try and find the best line so you don't get yourself in trouble.
That'll work.
Keep breathing.
This goes straight down. Right up. Woo! So cool. Oh, man, if you ever get a chance to ride this trail, you gotta ride it. DH Men's. And they race this one, so you can imagine how fast they go when they're racing. Mach speed racers.
Oh, I wanted to stay high there. Okay. Buzzed my butt there on my tire a little bit. Whew.
High line is the line to take. Yeah. Not very fast, but taking it.
A photo. Woo!
When you get to this section, your adrenaline kind of clears out and then you realize, oh shoot, I need it again. Because this is super chunky and gnarly. Not as steep, but so many crazy rocks.
Chunky finish of DH Men's.
Just bouncing my way along here. My feet not quite all the way on the pedals. What could go wrong?
feel like brakes are to be pumped up a little bit after having a long day of hard downhill. I mean, these brakes, the TRPs are outrageously good, but as the brake pads get worn, you gotta adjust the lever, pull a little bit. Ciao.
Another lap on DH men's down, 2.4 miles, 1,000 feet of descending, a difficulty of 9 out of 10. That can get sketchy, and a fun of 10 out of 10. One of the best out there.
Woo!
And for our final ride and finale, we're going to ride the DH Women's Trail for the first time.
Let's go.
Here we go. DH Women's. Not ridden a lot here, but when in Rome, or Finale.
Last trail of the day. Bushes everywhere. Oi. Oh.
Oh, Jesus, I can't do that.
Sorry. Sorry about that. I wasn't expecting it to be as gnarly. I had no control, so I was either gonna stop or I was gonna go in one of the canals.
Might have been the hardest thing we've come to this day.
This is very rocky.
Lucy, deep gravel. And this one does not get ridden as much. More of the rock stays on the trail.
Kind of two-wheel sliding a little bit. Gotta be ready for it.
Nothing like trying to end your day and your trip with a super fast, super loose, super sketchy, and actually very steep but hard to tell on camera trail. And try and stay on your bike.
Oh, it's steep. Yeah. Nice.
Now it gets way faster.
Nice one, Joe.
I think he said now it gets way faster. But I'm not really sure if he said faster or tougher.
Getting squirrely on my line choice.
It's loose, so I'm gonna take it pretty chill. But
As I'm watching this, I must have forgotten or not understood what chill meant. Looks like I'm going super fast here and it's super sketchy.
hey, ciao. I know where we are. At the bottom of DH Women's. Whew. Yeah.
That's good, eh?
Fun stuff.
Woo! That's fun. Ooh, that was different, huh?
And just one last trip down this super rocky, chunky section and hope that we can stay on our bikes and keep ourselves in one piece.
Whew. Whew, my bike sounds creaky. I'm not sure what it is. Hoping it's just the chain needs to be replaced, and we've been meaning to do that the last couple days and we keep forgetting.
Ciao. Woo. Wonderful. Good stuff.
Woo! Heading back to the shuttle.
Finishing up a great day of riding in Finale with some dinner, homemade dinner.
Course number 1.
Yes. Ooh, another 20 miles down.
And we couldn't end the day without a little treat. After 5 weeks in Europe, it was time to pack the bikes up and head back to the States. We hired a local Lyft company to take us and our bikes in a big old van. And of course, we stopped for one last roadside espresso before waiting at the airport for multiple hours before we could board our flight. That'll do it. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos, hit subscribe. Our next trip, we are headed off to Ecuador and Colombia to ride some serious fun and sketchy trails with one of our favorite adventure companies, Active Expedition.
Oh, so cool. Just sliding. So sandy.
If you really want to support the channel, you can do so by becoming a member on Patreon. We really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day.